What is going on, everybody? I'm Dr. Luigi, and today we're going to finally finish up modeling the UNU Mammoth Phaeton. So, we got most of the model done last time. There's just a few loose ends that need to be tied up, and then we'll be able to do the JSON and get it in game. So, hopefully this shouldn't take too long, and if we manage to finish up in a timely manner, then I can get started on the next sponsored vehicle, which is the PMC Freightliner. So, just gonna jump right into it. I'm still on the fence about this raised deal that we got going on here, but I think I'm gonna kind of just let it cook. And so, really, the only thing that we have to do now is create the convertible boot that kind of hides the mechanics. So I'm going to start with that. So to kind of get this into the folded position. Here. The scroll wheel's going out on my mouse, so it'll like spasm back and forth. Alright. I don't exactly remember how all this is going to fold up. So I think I'll just... right here, and then I'll just kind of make a boot that covers all this up pretty nicely. Or, well, I guess you could be the judge of whether it ends up nice. So for that, I'll borrow the boot from the Diplomat. Use that as a starting point, because that's something that works. So I got old Bjorn in the chat so far. This is an earlier stream than I'll normally do, so there's a good chance that we won't get some people till later. Alright, so this is kind of this guy here. I'm really filling out this texture sheet. Oh, looks like I didn't quite cover everything up. got Atis in the chat. Welcome. I hate when this happens. It's all freaking spread out. How am I not clicking this thing? There we go. I don't know why that happens, but hey, that's what happens when you use abandoned software. All right, just like that, we have our boot. I'll make it wheel right track. Okay, now to unfold all this. Stunning. Save. All right. I think we are pretty close to done on this. Huh. Atis has started modeling a plane. Well, we'll see if it meets the intense design requirements to be called an UNU. Alright. So what I'm going to do right here is these are going to be a separate part. They're going to be the driving lights or something. I have to see. I don't remember what part these are included on. Are these a bumper or are they a grill? Because I know that for the Mastodon, I made the lights part of the grill, so I probably need to do that for the Mammoth as well. Unless I already did. Is the Mammoth not V6'd? Alright, well, this is gonna make this a little more complicated here. If I have to V6 the Mammoth. It's just totally fall between the cracks on V6ification. Close all this other stuff I was working on. Oh man, the Mammoth is not V6'd. Well, aircraft aren't exactly V6'd yet. I don't think I'm gonna V6 aircraft because there's not really all that. It's not like cars where you can swap bumpers and fenders and stuff as easily. All right. So yeah, this is not V6 compliant. Cool. Alright, so I guess it's going to turn into a V6ification video. Alright, we'll go ahead and I guess just start ripping into this. Because yeah, this is going to have to be V6'd before you can really do... Do I have a frame for this? This would be like a Gen 1 frame. Alright, so it looks like I do have a Gen 1 frame already made. So yeah, that's weird. I just never V6'd the Mastodon, or the Mammoth. Or did I? What the? I think this something ain't right here. Hold on. What vehicle uses this frame, if not the Mastodon? Or if not, oh, this is the same frame used in the Diplomat. That explains why the transmission is so far back. Yeah. This is for the Diplomat. Okay. This should work for the Mammoth as well, though. Oh, let's reload. Alrighty. Gotcha. So ATIS might be making some of their own aircraft, which would be good, given your background. Alright, Mammoth. I may have to add something that allows the cross member and engine mount to translate. Because I would still like to use these mounts. Alright, time to start ripping stuff apart. Well, it is. I'm excited to see how that all turns out. Even if it doesn't end up getting accepted to UNU, it would be good to see you make your own pack. Although Jasoning is no fun, especially for aircraft. At least it's no fun to get started in. Once you're used to how everything works, then it's not too bad. So yeah, I'm gonna see what the Mastodon fender lines look like. Yeah, I actually don't. Yeah, I think I'll do this one just a little different. All right. Think. Oh, I probably have to do the seats too. Nope, the seats are already taken care of. Good. Alright, I think this is ready for V6ing. One thing that I think I'm going to do is I'm going to differentiate between the grill and the radiator. Because I want to be able to customize or tear apart the grill without necessarily removing the radiator. Looks like the Mastodon, at least the sedan model, is missing radiator hoses. Let's see if it's just the... Looks like it is just the sedan, so hey, I'll fix a bug here while I'm at it. Alright. This is a copyright-free song? Huh. Wow, that surprised me. That's such a trip. I don't expect to hear something like this on the copy, the YouTube audio library. I listen to this song unironically sometimes. Alright. Cool. We fixed a bug while we were down in here messing with stuff, so that's cool. Add that to the old change log. Alright. Back to the vehicle at hand here. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to modify the frame in order to be able to move the transmission around. I'm curious how well everything else will line up. Alright, so we got everything V6'd here. And just export this as is just to kind of save the progress. Alrighty. Oh, man, this is... Alright. Well, I have to do this because otherwise I'm going to have to do it twice. Alright. Down the line. Luckily, it looks like the exhaust doesn't interfere with the different frame points, so that's good. Although the transmission isn't even close to lining up. So I'm probably gonna need to keep this drive shaft. Let's see. Let's pop open some stuff here. Let's really get our hands dirty. Okay, so we need to add some constant value stuff. Alright, I don't think we need anything else. So let's see what we got here for wheels. Alright, that's easy. The tread is 2. Wheelbase is that many. Okay. It looks like the frame doesn't need to be moved up or down at all. Looks like I can just keep it at 0. Yeah, because that lines up well. Doesn't interfere with anything. Cross member is solid. The frame is a very similar design because the diplomat or the mastodon or the mammoth are kind of based off of one another. So that'll be nice in terms of that. So, oh, the front might be a little funky though. Yeah, so the frame in the front is fine. It dips down in the middle. So I need to add some body mounts to counteract for that. Alright, so then the transmission stuff I need to disable. Disable cross-member transmission. Probably going to want to have to disable the front cross-member too. Yeah, it doesn't quite line up. Yep, so let's disable the engine cross-member. Disable the drive shaft. And that should do it. Alright, so then I've disabled the front cross member of the transmission and the drive shaft. Boom. Alright. Now this is a drop axle, so I can't, that has to be its own thing. But this looks like I might be able to use the axle part. All the way back here, I believe, yeah. So that's standard back two-wheel drive. Yes. Alright, so that's something that I can retrofit. Let me just make sure I haven't already. Yeah, okay. So, also going to be modifying the standard frame to accept this rear axle, just like the Gen 2 frames. Okay. And do all this. Okay. And this is just a backwards compatibility I'm putting in, just so that frames don't get soft locked. So this will ensure that you can pull the old wheels off, even if they're going to be a little messed up. Well, I don't have to do that. I don't have to make them messed up. I can just leave the old stuff in there. Or at least the apply after and all that. Screw it, I'm just going to copy this over just so that I have it, don't have to keep trying to splice things in a certain way. Okay. Alright. So now this will ensure that when you spawn a new frame, it'll use the proper rear axle, but, you know, the new one, the actual, like, axle part, and then using a new frame, use the new axle part, the old frame will be backwards compatible, so you can upgrade it, or, you know, update it. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Cool. Cool, cool. All right. So then, I don't know if this frame has the width code. Don't need that anymore. Okay. So I need to add that to this frame so that it can actually change width. The new rear axle will take care of that. So if that shouldn't cause a problem because the vehicles that currently use this axle, because the old code is like this is a default suspension thing, and that'll only be active on vehicles that have this pre-installed. All right. Yeah, and it looks like There is absolutely no width code, so I'm going to have to do that. File, import parts. Okay. So axle 2 we can ignore, because that's just going to be default. Or it's going to use the new axle. Oh. Welcome to the stream. Individual with red, white, and green flag as a profile picture. Don't know how to pronounce that name, but hey, my Cyrillic alphabet's a little rusty. Okay. Are these all? No. This one might be. Is this the same width? Is this back here? It is, so I'll make that a little easy. Okay. Oh, it's just croaking. There I was thinking it was actually a Cyrillic alphabet, not someone that... Alright. Right. Left. Right. Okay. And this also needs the left and right. Okay, so now this has all the bits and pieces needed. So we just need to change what this apply after is now to make sure that it applies after the right side, because we're going to be moving stuff side to side. Okay. No need to reinvent the wheel when I already have this code taken care of. What's axle stretch? Ah, okay, it's just the same thing. Okay. I'm also going to need to make left and right leaf spring mounts. Then all these are going to have to apply after. Alright, so the axle stretch, so I'm working my way back. What's that called? Suspension front. Alright, hang on. I already have a drop axle. Let's see if there's any even possible way I can get this to work. No, because it's different. Alright. Copy this whole freaking thing. Alright. Need to offset whatever this is. Probably need to divide that by 2, actually. Divide it by 2. All right. Need to do the same thing with the axles. Oh, I guess I didn't make those yet. Excuse me. Perfect. That should handle the front width scaling. So now all these pieces will translate with it. Okay, so then it's just the cross members. Cross member transmission, cross member front. Okay. Alright, how wide is this cross member? 1. Well, that's easy. Fantastic. Alright, now the transmission cross member. And then I need to add the back. Alrighty. I think we might be in a good spot here. Because, yeah, all these can have a center point of 0, that's fine. Alright. think that's ironed out. Oh, I have to do the drive shaft thing. So the drive shaft, yes, is only going to be there if the default thing is there. So then I need to add the drive shaft points. Okay. I actually need to modify this. To be more like this. Because this is obvious what it does. I use this in all the frames. But the reason I need to add this as a variable modifier for X and Y, because for Z, the frame changes length, and so this whole thing can move. This part is what scales and changes, and so that means this whole assembly moves forward and back to account for the change in wheelbase, and so the drive shaft has to change in length as well. However, the reason I need to add it for the X and Y is so that you can use you don't have to use the default transmission. So I'm going to do X is 0, Y is this. And this will set it unless the parent has a drive shaft definition. So that's what I'm going to do here. Let's add an inhibitor. To the X and Y, and I guess the Z as well. And allow manual definition on the parent. I also need to get rid of the transmission. Oh, I have to specifically enable the transmission in order for that. That's right. So this is going to do is if the parent drive shaft position is undefined, then, which is going to be variable on the vehicle, then it will inhibit and it won't do this, meaning it will just use the default value for the built-in drive shaft. So the drive shaft will go to the built-in transmission rather. However, if the drive shaft position is defined on the parent, then that definition will override all this, so that the drive shaft on the frame ignores this transmission and instead positions itself according to this vehicle, which means I can get rid of this drive shaft. And that will work for all custom axles. Alrighty. Then I'll be able to remove this because I'm adding the radiator. Now the one thing that this might mess with, I'm not sure of, is if this is going to, how the frame stretching is going to impact this. It shouldn't, but we'll see. Okay. And then I need to add the frame width on this guy for the rear axle. Oh, I guess I already did. But it's wrong. Okay. And I should probably do the drive shaft customization stuff on the Gen 2 frame as well. But for now, we'll just leave it. That'll be something I'll do if the people TM request it. So this should be good to go. Alright. So now, to make these frames work together, so I can go ahead and delete these. So this is the frame, so I'm just going to join it all in one here. So I can kind of see what needs to be changed. What's the default? .5, and this is 4 point this. Alright, so this is the quote-unquote this is the default. No, this is the new frame. This is the default frame. So this has everything that I'm going to need to remove. Or modify. So all this stuff in the middle here can be taken out. These axle mounts can go. All right. So now we're left with the little stubs, and then this cross member stuff. These front ones can also go. So the front lines up. Oh, this little guy got left behind. So the front is fine. It's a little narrower than the old frame, but I'm willing to let that slide. The core support, or the motor mount, is good. Same with the front cross member, that can just stay as is. So then the only real difference is going to be back here, where it needs to come in. It looks like 0.5. Then go up by 1/32. Okay. So this is all the frame stuff that's going to stick around. So it looks like a little piece of the bumper got left behind. Join back up with your friend. Okay. Cool. So it's kind of a messed up texture. It's going to be pretty compressed. So I'll go ahead and fix that in here. Oh, this is a whole other thing I wanted to do. All right. There we go. So what I can do is back here, I can modify this. So I have to remove 8, so that's going to leave us with 3. Yeah, it's weird. It's like slightly off. Oh well. And then these guys will go up by half. Save, edit. These will be the new frame bits. Export. Do not save. So this way, the texture won't be all smushed. Although it looks like I messed it up a bit. Oh no, this frame is just thinner. Alrighty. And just like that, this should be V6. So go ahead and delete that, so we don't need it. File, export, Mammoth Sedan. Alright, now that this is V6, we have to do the V6 JSONing. But let's see. How long do I have? Okay, so we got another half hour. So don't need this. Okay. We are going to need this guy here. And in case you're wondering what this absolute insane wall of text is, these are the variable modifiers needed to make the UNU odometer work. I too agree that this is ridiculous, but we can't do variable modifiers on instruments, so this is what we've got. Petition Don Bruce to make instruments have variable modifiers. No, I think there's a new feature that's coming out that's gonna fix this. Alright. UNU Mastodon's gonna get Detroited. Just a fair warning. Yeah, there's no point in keeping all this here. Well, yeah, no, there is. Gen 1. Already forgot. Alright, there you go. Alright. Oh, man. Alright, so step 1. Is going all the way down to the end here. Pedal, brake, generic shift knob. Does this have the... No. Alright, so shift knob, bumpers, hood, the 4 doors, 4 fenders, the running board, the radiator. Okay, so there's all those. And the grill. be after the doors. Okay. So now I have everything organized in terms of the parts, because they're literally like, this is identical as to all the parts that are going to be on it with the Mastodon, the V6 stuff. Yeah, Silverado's freaking out over the wall text for odometers. But yeah, here's the thing. If I turn off text wrapping, it's just one line. Because I did that so that it's easy to paste in. And it'll be easy to pull out if variable modifiers ever get added to instruments or whatever the new system's going to be. Okay. So now we have all those parts in here. Now the fun part, the part that I always have a lot of fun doing, is counting, all right, what number's the bumper, and going through and figuring it out. And that's why I've got the handy dandy MTS modeling helper. This is my secret. So I just collapse this, remove all the indentations, copy it, put it back, because I love my formatting. Part indexer. Watch it lag. Paste. Now I have all the parts indexed. Total number of parts is 52, so I could check that really quick. And it says there are only 43. So let's see. Something ain't right here. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot to clear this out before I pasted it. There you go, 43. So now this is a handy little index. It obviously doesn't show everything, but it shows the part types. So I kind of know what number each part is. So for example, we have these 4 doors here. Door default, door default, door default, whatever. And I know this is front left, front right, back left, back right, because I keep the order consistent. So this is how I can very easily keep track of all the part numbers. So that's what this is all about here. Okay, because now I need to go through the entire JSON and make sure that all the part reference numbers are correct for all the code. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and update the constants here, because this is something that is missing. Why the heck? Yeah, this is all messed up. This should not have extra material lists. This should just be extra materials. Unless this get updated. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and just unupdate this. Not really necessary. Because MTS does its own internal update, so this ends up having the same thing twice in a row. It's unproductive. So go ahead and replace with extra materials. It's not playing anymore. Come on. There we go. Okay. Record. It's not going to work because they're all different lengths. Oh, I feel like I'm a spy. Alright, let's make sure this is all good. Cool. Alright, the engine, default engine in the Mastodon is a V8 flathead with standard wire wheels. I'll have to reopen that the leaf here. And actually, I'll probably need to open up the frame as well. So that might not have... Okay, it does have this wall of text for default parts. Okay. And I believe that's all. Cool. The standard wire wheels and the proper engine. Just want to make sure this is updated before we scroll through everything. Okay. Keep the Mastodon here just as a reference. So now I'm going to have this guy on the other screen. So don't freak out on me, man. Okay. Linked parts 14 to make sure it's the car engine, and it is. Alright, so now we got the seat. We're gonna have the block seat is part of the whole right-hand drive thing, so I'm gonna have to go on that. Part present. Number 7, that should be the luggage, yes. Okay, and then this is the normal stuff, the back left. Or part closed. This is going to be the third door, which is number 34. Okay, same thing here. 35. I know 34 because it's the luggage. And yeah, what this one does, this part closed, this checks if the custom door is closed. Or if there is no custom door. There's no door at all. Part 10 should be, yeah, very good. Alright, invisible seat, same thing, part 34, part 35. The engine flathead, or the engine, I don't know why, I just saw the flathead. And this will be part closed 26. And the hood is number 31. Okay, same thing here. Okay, license plates. It's got to use the default model of the front bumper, which is part 29. Same thing here, part 30. Alright, these are the spare wheels, which means it has to have the default fender, which is 37 and 38. Alright. The luggage rack can just fold up, so I don't have it as part of the bumper, I don't think. Oh, we got through all of the tracks, so I'm just going to restart them. Alright. The trunk I might have to modify. Do something a little differently. Alright, this is again going to be the fender. 37. Floor shifter. I'm putting this in here just to kind of reserve the spot, but this is not going to have a floor shifter for now. Steering wheel. Nothing has to be done here. Shift knob. Part present. The floor shifter, which is part 23. Alright, bumper. The front bumper can only be accessed if the license plate is missing, which is 17. And then there is no siren on the Mammoth, so I'm going to use that. Alright. And the hood can only be changed if it is closed completely. So the hood is 31. Or if it's open. That's to prevent some soft locking stuff. Alright, door. We already know the door, but I don't remember it. It's 32, 33, 34, 35. Alright, the grill. Oh, I have to change these part types. I'll go through and change the part types after I do all the numbering. The grill can only be accessed if the radiator is present. Doesn't have to be the default radiator. It has to be the radiator nonetheless. Alright, that's 43. Alright, the fender can only be accessed if both the configurator, which is part number 22, and the spare tire, which is 19, this is going to be 20, are not present. Back fender can be removed at any time. Running board can be removed at any time. Radiator can only be removed if the grill is not present. The grill is 36. Alright. Next, the collision groups. Alright. So I add these hinge things because that is the quote-unquote hinge hood moves with the hood model even if it is not present, and that allows custom hoods to use the default animations. So that's why that has to be there. And then only visible if the hood is using the default hit boxes, and the hood is number 31. Same thing. The hinge. That's the door is 32. Right. It's 33. Back left. It's 34. Back right. That's 35. Vents unmodified. Shades unmodified. Trunk. Is that folding rack. I think that should be part of the bumper. But for now, I'll just leave it as is. And the collisions are all brought into one, and simply for the wheels, and then simply disabled if there is no frame installed. And then I bring them in one so they don't interfere with the wheels. Oops. No, I do that on the frame. Okay. Then this is just a body collision. Alright, now for the animated objects. The gear shift floor shifter is part number 23. Again, this just sets up for when I do the floor shifter later. Alright. Alright, so it looks like right in between the seat bench and the exhaust is where I put all this stuff in. Radiator, headlight, radiator hoses, exhaust. Alright. Alrighty. So the frame, use default frame mounts. This is if you wanted to do like a complete frame swap, you didn't want to use little mounting stuff. So this is going to, yeah. Bumper. 29. 30 fenders. 37. 38. 39. 40. Let me just double check. Yep. Alright, now the lights on the Mammoth, just like the Mastodon, are actually mounted on the fender. So, I need to split these up. Alright, and then look up my naming convention. Because the Mastodons only have one brake light. Oh, hey, here's another bug. These still have the lenses on them. Yeah, looks like it's just the back there. Cool, I love finding bugs before they get reported. Alright. What's a vehicle that just has 2 brake lights? Probably the Diplomat. Okay, so there's the turn, even if they don't have actual turn signals built in. Okay. So that ensures that when this fender disappears, the lens disappears as well. That's not what I wanted to do. Alright, let's make sure my fender is still named properly. Alright. Excellent. Alright, back to this whole deal. Try to keep track of. Okay, chat's not super active. Alright, running board is 41 and 42. Radiator is 43. Need to add the grill in there. Right between the bumper and fender. That is 36. Look at that. Alright. So now we're back to the exhaust. Excuse me again. Drive shaft. Alright, this is the fun part. You gotta delete all this stuff because we're not using the built-in suspension. The vents, unchanged. Alright, now this is where more fun is. So to create the whole hinge dealio, and that's all that entails. And the hood is 31. Alright, and so if you use the default animations, this is gonna animate so you can use these variables to make your custom hood model animate properly. And so you just kind of copy this and the variables and everything work. And then the model will only show up if you also use the default model. So that's what that's all about. Mostly for like the hitboxes. So if you use the default animations, default hitboxes, and you make something similar to the default model, say for a door, right? You don't want to have to necessarily make custom hitboxes and all that for the door. you can just use a lot of the built-in stuff and then only have to copy these animations over. So that's what all this is about. The extra effort to make things easier for quality UNU corporate partners. I'm going to just copy all this stuff over and then change the numbers, actually. I'm in a groove here. It's good montage music. Alright, so I can go back up and update all the numbers. Alright, so the hood is 31. Alright, and this is 32. 33. 34. 35. Alright. Emergency lights. The jump seat. Headlight switches. Vent knobs, the shades. Cool. Alright, now I have to update the brake light stuff. Whoops. The new names. Cool. This is just so that the namings are all consistent. Alright. I also have to make the headlight apply after the grill. Now, is it headlight or headlights? Headlight, alright. Sounds. Once again, this has a similar stuff. So the hood and stuff only play if the default sound is active or is requested. I need to code in the Uga horns so they actually like work. Alright. Particles don't need to be changed. Alright, variable modifiers. The block seat. This does need to be changed. Because I need to add the part closed code. This is the door. 32. 33. All right. 22 should still be the encabulator. Yep. Oh, so some of this doesn't need to be here anymore. Stiffness, the camber. But the wheel ones and the forces no longer need to be here. Those are calculated on the chassis. Okay. Bunch of the transmission stuff. Then, yeah, just the radiator, which is number 43. All right. Fun little tangent off of making the the Phaeton, but now we can actually test this and see if it works. All right. Welcome to the stream, Laura. Glad to see you can make it. Technically, I set right now as the end time, but I'm just going to keep rolling. I wonder if I can extend... Nope, the event's already over. Okay. So we take the parts pack, update that. This is a little script I made. It deletes the vanilla recipes, copies over the JSONs from the immersive engineering recipe folder, and then swaps the commented sections to enable the vanilla recipes and disable the immersive engineering recipes. It's my way of having all that built in. Because the problem with the materials lists, if you have multiple lists, is they're options. So the player can toggle between which recipe they want to use, and it kind of defeats the purpose of having the engineering stuff in. And also, like, Laura, Athena, and I all worked on updating to have the 1.6 recipe, the 1.16, and the 1.12 recipes, and then all the the compatibility was built in. So it's kind of irrelevant. All right, make sure this stuff isn't included and test it out. The UNU parse packer. These are the devs. I also need to update the change log on this. Parts pack. And for the longest time, I didn't realize you could just drag it in. Like, I would always open these and drag it over. It says, ever since I'm like realized that I can just drag and drop, it saved me a lot of time. Alright, and the civilian pack. Let's see how this works out. Hopefully everything's not too broken. What the hell is this? Man, I miss the old Minecraft launcher, man. And observe my this bad boy right here. The old Minecraft.exe. These were the days. Now, this newfangled nonsense. I remember when the launcher updated and it was you could first have different instances. You know, it wasn't all just in the .minecraft folder. I miss the old days of Minecraft. I'm officially a Minecraft boomer, man. Minecraft peaked in 1.6.4. Would be kind of cool if MTS supported those ancient legacy editions. What? Oh, that's cool. It just deleted itself. See, old Bjorn, that's a part of my automotive knowledge is missing as well. I know what DEF is, but I don't know what it does. As I'm not familiar in the ways of whistling diesels. Pocket Edition was real. The old Infinite World. My brother and I used to we shared a Pocket Edition world on one device, and we built a fence down the middle of it. And he had one side and I had the other. I still have that old iPod. I wonder if there's a way I could get that Pocket Edition world off of my iPod and into like MC proper. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, Pocket Edition was the first time I really played Minecraft. It consists a lot. Yeah, the old launcher is great. That's how I first played. Minecraft. Like I played Pocket Edition a lot before. I don't know. It was like the same time actually when I first started playing Minecraft. I don't know which came first, but my friend gave me his copy of Minecraft, and I didn't have an account. You didn't need one. You could just launch it straight up, And yeah, I had a bunch of mods that were loaded in with mod loader. Back when you had to load in the mods manually, you had to install like mod loader manually. I mean, and he had MC Patcher and a few worlds, and it was funny because one of the mods was corrupted, like it didn't load in right, so the textures were all weird. Um, I should do a video, like a live stream going into like my old Minecraft stuff, maybe to celebrate a certain subscriber number. I don't know, but I have all my old Minecraft worlds. That I actually have a copy of his copy that he gave me that's unmodified. That's like as he gave it to me, before I even played it. So it goes back to like 2011 or 2012. Um, yeah, I forget the mod name, like the mods that it had, because I remember one of them had like conveyor belts and stuff, but the conveyor belt texture was all messed up. It was like this gray concrete looking texture, but it was supposed to have arrows on it. And then there were all these sensors that were in that mod as well, but they were also had messed up textures, and so their textures were like iron bars or an end portal. It's a total mess. Okay, I figured Def did something like that. I'm sure it's totally worth it. And the frame is messed up. Alright. But hey, it's just the frame. Okay. Alright. 532. Yep, that's the culprit right there. Alrighty. I'm not going to run that whole thing again, just in case there's more than one bug. Alright, UNU parts pack. And then once I get these confirmed, I'll open up GitHub and make sure that's all up to date. I'll forget about that. Yeah. I remember like when I first started playing Minecraft, especially on Pocket Edition, I could be entertained by doing the stupidest stuff. Like I remember I just built a really tall sugar cane. Like, yeah, it's a tall sugar cane that goes to build limit. Or minecarts. I don't think minecarts were on Pocket Edition, but when I first played Minecraft, like the very first time I ever played it, was on. It used something called Mineshafter, which is like a cracked account thing. And downloaded Minecraft, and it was 1.2.5. So before the creative inventory was organized, it was just every single item. And the very first thing, I spawned in a snow biome. It was like kind of flat, and I built a minecart track, and I just played around with minecarts because I was obsessed with the minecarts. Um, I watched like old tutorial videos of how to make automated minecart stations and stuff, and this was before, like the tutorials I was watching were from before powered rails existed, and so you use like this exploit where you had this one minecart bouncing back and forth, and it boosted minecarts by going next to them or something. And I was just totally fascinated by minecarts. And so my first time I played Minecraft ever, I just messed around with the minecarts, and then I went to the edge of the biome, and there were like these two hills, and on top of one I put water, and on top of the other I put lava, and just watched them like flow and combine. And yeah, it was like, and that was it. That was like my brother and I were playing it because we were at my grandma's house because we didn't have internet at my house at the time. You know, I didn't get internet until like 2013. This is I think 2011, and yeah, we just fucked around with minecarts, water, and lava. We didn't even really build anything. That was just what we did. We spent like a couple hours doing it, and then there was a Minecraft alpha that you could play for free on the Minecraft website back in the day, and I played that at school a lot. And what I would do is I would spawn a world, and it would the way it worked back then was like, or at least on this demo or whatever, it was an island that you would get, and then there's the ocean. And what I would always do is I'd find like a valley, and then I'd dig a little channel from the ocean to the valley, and then watch the valley fill up because the water was infinite. It was before flowing water on this demo version, and then also like dig and make underground stuff. So yeah, that's always the stuff early on that I was able to just do nothing for hours on end. It's crazy. We're back to the song that I was surprised was copyright free. But yeah. No, I miss those old days of Minecraft back when you just, that's part of also being like 11 years old or whatever, and especially before the internet was widespread, where you can kind of keep your innocence more and just be entertained by stupid stuff. It was great. Alright, now back to mod development. Freaking 15 years later. Nah, like 13. 13 years later. Pretty nuts. Think about all the time. Alright, let's see how much I messed up the one frame. And crash. This is working out well. Probably gonna apply after. Whoopsie daisy, that's not an object. Well, let's see. While I'm here, I might as well update Bjorn's customs. What version do I have installed? I have 1.5 installed. I guess I'll just install this properly, I guess. Whatever. Craft speed. Man, I actually recently released an update. Look at that. Alright. Whatever, update it later. The mood of this song is angry. We're listening to Hot Lanta. Alright, well, this is going a little long, so I'm going to finish up this Mastodon. I guess we're going to have to wait for a part 3, or Mammoth. Wait for part 3, because we got caught up in this side quest here. Yeah, very unfortunate. Honestly, actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to live stream making the Mammoth Phaeton in game, because it's going to be exactly like what you just watched me do with the Mammoth Sedan. Actually, it'd be easier because I'm just going to be adding a hard top slots and yeah, I'm animating the convertible top, but that's to be really tedious, and I'll probably get into a bad mood, and not want to maybe I'll anger out of stream. So I think I'll save you guys that. So I'll just finish up this V6ing of the Mammoth, and then I'll just put the Phaeton game on my own tonight. Yeah, it shouldn't take too long. Mostly just the convertible top. That's the hard part. Everything else, I'm pretty much just going to copy from what I just did. So I'll save you guys the boredom of watching me do that all twice. Alright, let's see if this worked out. Alright. I have to finish this. Can't end on an unsatisfying conclusion. Alright, probably another reply after I fucked up. Another one? What? Oh, I think I up... Oh, man. Did I, like... What did I do? Yep, I accidentally fucked up I put the civil stuff into the parts pack. Alrighty. So, dev. Let's rename all this. That's why I test everything in this other deal. I don't fuck all this up because then I have it as a backup. Alright, so the civil pack and the parts pack. A little bit of lag here. What the frig is going on? Alright, parts pack. There you go. Alright, we'll try again. Alright. Just trying to get everything all set up here. Alright. I hope you're all enjoying Minecraft loading simulator. Oh man, this is not a smart idea. Alright, it looks like no UNU stuff is missing. If this one doesn't work, I'm just gonna end the stream because I don't think watching me reload the game over and over again is the most exciting, thrilling experience. Hopefully it loads in now, but we'll see. Chances are the frames will be messed up either in the width or the drive shaft. But we'll see. Alright, we're loaded in. The width, quite a few things are messed up on the frame, it looks like. Yeah, the frame is totally messed up, but let's see if the V6 stuff works. Oh, I did not modify the positions on anything. So the positions are all still lined up with the Mastodon. Oh, the headlights. I thought I set that. Let's see. Alright. Object name headlight. Oh, I set it to apply after the radiator and the grill. And the grill is after, so that overrides it. Alright. So that should be fixed. So now they should disappear. Yep. Pull this off. Now the bumper should go away. There we go. The hood. Somewhere in here. Oh, there's a door. There's the other door. Yeah, I forgot to center everything. For the most part, it looks like it's working. Although the trunk, I think, needs to be... something's up with that. I love the little pull shades. It's a cool little feature of this car. But yeah, so yeah, the rear axle works fine. So it's the front axle that's the issue. But it looks like it's just the width calculation. It looks like the actual animation is working, kind of. Yeah, this is the frame's a little funky. It's messed up, but it looks like the V6ing went pretty well. I also have to check how everything's centered properly. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, Atis didn't realize it had shades. Yep, it's got these little shades for privacy. One of the little fancy things. If I get a paint gun. Yeah, with this paint scheme, it looks like the interior's plain like all the others. Yeah, no, it's actually all color-coded. And they also have these little light things in there for decoration. And there's jump seats you could just sit in, and then they fold out. See them, pretty cool. And then yeah, there's also these vents you pull out, and it has a little air vent, one on each side. There are a lot of neat little things built into this car that aren't on a lot of UNUs. Yeah, these little vents are pretty fancy. Cowl vents. And then yeah, the shifter, let me see if I can you can see this. The shifter is actually like a multi-part thing that oh, it has a automatic in it, so let me put in a manual. It's automatic? Yeah. Put in a manual, you can see this a little better. But yeah, like the shifter actually has two separate pieces. So there's the part that's on the column right here, and then there's the lever. And the column and the lever actually move independently of each other rather than kind of just being all combined. So yeah, the Mastodon has a much more detailed model than, well, I guess it has some detailed features that might go a little unnoticed. And yeah, it looks like I have to move the frame down a bit because it's poking through the floor. Yeah, there's a few issues. But hey, the drive shaft code, as fucked up as it is, it works well with the whole U-joints. It really helped make it look nice. They kind of hide the extreme angles. But yeah, so yeah, this is just, I don't even know what happened here. The X should just be 0. That's the Mastodon. Yeah, so this is an issue, another issue with the frame. Oh, it's because it is 0. That's the issue. Okay. Yeah, I just left the old value on there or something. Oop. Weird. Alright, well that's one bug fixed. Yeah, so yeah, there's a few things that are going to have to be worked out. It looks like at least the wheelbase is correct. But yeah, I'll work on debugging the frame, fixing up the position on this stuff, and then yeah, should be good to go. So yeah, with that, oh, I'm glad to see that you guys appreciate all the little features that I added to this. Because yeah, the idea was this is supposed to be like a very, very fancy vehicle. You know, if you know the normal people get the Mastodon, this is like a presidential vehicle. The Mammoth. It's like a Ender sponsored it because he wanted something similar to what I think Al Capone had. So, oh, removing the fender kind of makes this all ugly, because when the fender's installed, there you go. When the fender's installed, you don't see that as much. I mean, you kind of do, but yeah. So yeah, you kind of see this little hack job that I did. But yeah, so yeah, Ender sponsored this with the idea being that it was like a mobster car type thing. So that's why I added all these little features, because it's supposed to be a very high-end vehicle. You know, you can pull all these down so you have some privacy in the back. So yeah, so I'll have to make sure to add these into the closed rear of the Phaeton model. But yeah, I'll fix up this frame, make sure it works better, because yeah, it's the same frame as on the Diplomat. Yeah, it's all messed up too now, so. Yeah, I'm going to have to update the Diplomat a little bit too to make sure it defines everything properly. Because right now it's a motorcycle. But yeah. Yeah, that's about all I've got. See y'all next time, I guess. I'll probably will end up streaming this. I'm going to do, well, I don't know. We'll see. I kind of want to get past this and move on to the semi-truck stuff that Bjorn and frick, who's that other person? Was it Peppermint? I don't know. Sponsored vehicle. Bjorn and Amagi sponsored, because there's a whole other update that's coming of semi-truck and trucking and farming themed that I want to do. So yeah, I just want to get this done with. So I'll probably just get this done with and work on the next stuff on stream. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this little stream and enjoyed. I always enjoy it when y'all hang out, have a conversation. That's what makes this a little more fun. That's why I do it, and I hope that's why you watch. But yeah, with that, my usual rambling outro done.